for this Red Leafs program, including Sasha Vujicic, the big post player who's transferred down from Thompson Rivers University, who played a big role in that victory over Cal Poly Humboldt on Friday. We'll talk about that game as the night progresses as well. Gio Kahn, a 6'3", 190-pound guard, a redshirt senior, also a part of this Simon Fraser team. And Jimmy Zaborniak, the sophomore guard who really made his mark last year as a freshman, electing to sit out the season, taking a redshirt season here to get on track to align it with his educational goals. And Jimmy Buckets will take the year off and join a good guard rotation next season. Of course, the Simon Fraser offense going through its vaunted backcourt of David Penny and Elliot Demakulangan, both of them having tremendous seasons, and they are putting together literally Xerox copies of each other's team-leading performances in all the major statistical categories this season. They're averaging, amazingly, the exact same minutes per game average at 32.4. That leads the team. They're also tied in scoring at 11.8 points per game. So that tells you just what those two are bringing. David Penny, the 6'1", 170-pound guard out of Guelph, Ontario, as well Elliot Demakulangan, the junior out of Mississauga, Ontario. They are the two main cogs that make this team go, and you got to tip your hat to Emmanuel Oladele as well. He's had a great year so far at 6'7", 205, the guard forward, the sophomore out of Ridley College in Niagara Falls, Ontario. Expect those three to be in the starting lineup tonight, along with George Lefebvre, the University of Vermont transfer, the 6'8", 225 redshirt junior out of Montreal. Is averaging about 22 minutes a game, really wants to kick that game into high gear. 6.4 points, 3.0 rebounds right now, but has 7 blocks on the season. That's number 1 on this team. So George Lefebvre contributing in many ways to the fortunes of this Simon Fraser team. And as well, we're going to call out the name of Matisse Van Bylent, the redshirt freshman from Hansworth Secondary in North Vancouver. He is one of the 2 Hansworth players, the other being Tay Christensen, who came here, sat out last season as redshirts, and have made the rotation here for head coach Steve Hansen. And great to see the local BC players as well making a mark, both in the starting lineup and the main rotation. Down to about 20 seconds to go, we'll let you know as well about Irish Kokia, the freshman out of St. Pat's Regional Secondary School, who has just played a fantastic few games here for Simon Fraser. 42% from three-point range, leading his team. We're going to stop now for the anthems. Be back with more, including the opening tip here from the West Gym in just a moment.
guard, number 1, Miller Sanchez. Number 2, Nick Winbush. At center, number 22, Matthew Van Cohen. On the wing, number 23, Josh Mitsu. The shots are led by head coach Jesse Lincoln and assisted by Patrick Cross, Stephen Boyle, and Ryan Sun. And now, it is time to meet tonight's starting lineup for your SFU Red Leaves. Starting in guard from Los Angeles, number 3, David Penny. Mississauga, number 20, Elliot Tobacco-Anchor. Center forward, a sophomore from Toronto, Ontario, number 23, Nigel Hilton. And starting forward, a junior from Buffalo, Quebec, number 34, George Lipper.
And welcome, basketball fans. We get set for the opening tip here from the West Gym. The change in the SFU starting lineup, making his first start of the season, will be number 23, Nigel Hilton, the sophomore of Toronto, Ontario. And Nigel Hilton checking in at 6'8", 200, and clearly Coach Hansen needing to play a matchup game here with the 7'4" Matthew Van Coleman in the lineup today. The Utah native from Pleasant Grove High School, number 22, gets set to take the opening tip against George Lefebvre at 6'8". And here we go as we get set for non-conference basketball here from the West Gym, the debut game here in the West Gym for the season. Simon Fraser winning the opening tip, and the veteran senior David Penny to Elliot Demaculangan wearing the number 20 sweater here today. Down they go outside to Hilton. He's going to put up the three ball. Nigel just off the mark there. Penny rising to try and get that rebound, couldn't squeeze it. Here comes Hawaii Pacific, their first time down the court. And number 2 is Dominique Diggy Winbush. He's only played 2 of their games this season. But effective guy, and I think we've got a good idea that he's going to be a person they look for from 3 as well. That's Dusenich, number 0. Nisulu, back up top they go. Sanchez puts it up, and the shot clock runs out. Good defensive stance there by Simon Fraser as Demaculangan quickly to the baseline corner. Penny, the drive, the baseline, the dish. Back up top to Elliott for 3 off the heel of the iron. In a battle for that loose ball, it's going to be Simon Fraser basketball. Nice hustle and length shown by the Red Leafs in the half court over that last possession. And Emmanuel Oladele, number 11, will inbound in the front court for Simon Fraser. 20 on the shot clock, just underway. Hilton, the quick shot 3, again off the back heel. Van Komen with the rebound. Sanchez to Dusenich. Down on the baseline they go to Nisulu, number 23. Shot clock is at 10. Melo Sanchez. They try to look for Van Komen down low. A great job by Lefebvre to get the tip. He got fingertips on that basketball. And here comes Simon Fraser. Demaculangan, a little handoff from David Penny. He'll step back for 3, and he will rattle it home. Count that, baby! And a foul on the play as well, make it a 4-point play. And Elliot Demaculangan, what a season he's been having. Demaculangan came into the game shooting a 31% from beyond the arc. He's now a even 10 of 30. Averaging 32.4 minutes per game. and 6.8 rebounds, as well as 11.8, as we mentioned in the pregame show. The 11.8 has him tied with David Penny for the team lead here. Missing on the free throw, but still Simon Fraser taking the early lead. That one rattling home through the iron here at the West Gym. To Senich, to Winbush. Shot from 3 off the iron. Great job by Demakia Langan. Outsized, but out-hustling Van Komen on the baseline. He's able to get airborne and bat that ball off the big man down low and give Simon Fraser possession of the basketball, trying to build on an early 3-0 lead. Great crowd here at the West Gym today. The lower bowl completely full. And the side areas also full, and we're starting to get some seating in the top balcony. So a great showing for the first game here in the West Gym. Here's Hilton. Nigel back to Oladele. Emmanuel into the paint. Oh, tries it off the window, couldn't get it to go. Hilton looked like he had a gimme follow, but couldn't get that to go. So keep it at 3-0 Simon Fraser. Nasulu underneath. Little fake pivot underneath, frees him up for the lay-in, and he makes it 3-2. Swing it back out to Lefebvre. George into the paint, lays it up and in. Paint points for George Lefebvre. Love to get him going early here in this game. As we mentioned, the Vermont transfer and the native of Montreal getting it done there. A shout out to everybody back home watching George Lefebvre. 5-2 Red Leafs. Inside go the Sharks, kick it back out for the big 3, and that one is going to go for Nasulu. Nasulu, the junior at 6'5", the wing from Alameda, California, came in here averaging 8 points a game. Of course, early sample size here for everybody. Penny puts up the 3 ball, but whistle blows and the foul down low away from the ball called against George Lefebvre. Indeed, against Lefebvre, first team foul as well. Each team with 1 team foul in the early going here. Just under 4 minutes into the contest here. Welcome back to Simon Fraser Red Leafs basketball. To the vast alumni nation watching wherever you may be. I'm Howard Samura. Thanks for keeping the faith with the hometowners. Foul getting called there to Penny. David Penny with the reach, and he gets called. Time out on the floor. We'll keep it right here, and our thanks to producer Aiden Doherty for getting us on the air. You know what? It's always tough the first day, getting all the bells and whistles and dials turned in the right direction, and we got it all together here. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast here from the West Gym. Game locked at 5, and as we mentioned, everybody here eagerly anticipating the start of GNAC play when Simon Fraser gets right down to action in one of the best Division II conferences in all of men's NCAA basketball, the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. Simon Fraser will open it December the 2nd. It's going to be a 3 p.m. game down in Bellingham, just across the line at Western Washington University against the arch-rival Vikings. And we got a chance to see the Vikings at the CCA Challenge, and they look terrific this season. I looked at their team and looked at their length, and coach has just got a terrific team, and you know they're going to be hard to play against this year. And Western Washington, I think, were the cream of the crop here among the teams that took part. They looked tremendous in the games that I saw them play. And Simon Fraser will open the home portion of the GNAC schedule in the new year. In 2024, count it down to January 4th and 5th. And back to live action here, and a turnover. So Simon Fraser having things go their way here in the early going in the 5-5 deadlock here. Simon Fraser. Here's Lefebvre finding Penny. Lefebvre setting the screen to Hilton. Oladele. Emmanuel to Hilton. Handing off here and running lines along the perimeter. They're going to kick it back out with some spacing, and Hilton had a good look at it. Underneath, working hard and getting the roll off the window and the iron is George Lefebvre. He's got 4 in the early going. So Big George doing a great job here in the early going. Irish Kokia, Zach Stone will set the check in at the next stoppage. So some reinforcements on the way in the post and the perimeter for Simon Fraser. Simon Fraser's defense doing a great job there. Oladelli and Hilton holding down the fort. Well, they're going to call up, I think Oladelli got called. Indeed he did. So 13 foul now for Simon Fraser, who have a 7-5 lead here. Van Komen, the big man at 7'4", averaging just under 10 points a game, is going to come out of the proceedings. Simon Fraser successfully guarding against his big presence here in the early going. There's a 16-footer from the free throw line, top of the key rather. Tucker Polici, I believe, number 32, took that shot, subbing into the game. Polici, the 6'11" senior from Franklin High School in Portland, a established high school program there in the Rose City. Here's to Maculangan. Elliott from the elbow. Bingo! Elliott to Maculangan. Simon Fraser shooting the ball with confidence here in the opening stages of this first half. The lead now at 9-5. Ooh, and Kokia, the rookie, the pure freshman from St. Pat's High School here in Vancouver, is going to get called for the foul there. Go to varsityletters.ca. I did a big story this week on Irish Kokia and the fact that the SFU coaching staff, hey, they readily admit we don't have to give this guy a lot of instruction with his offense, but his defense, once he gets that up to the level of his offense, is just going to be a terrific contributor here in the GNAC. So Irish, a student of the game, working hard, and we'll see how that progresses over the course of the first part of this season. Kick out for the three is not going to beat the shot clock, despite the great efforts of Nasulu there. That dribble drive, jump stop in the paint. And the kick for three just seconds shy. So keep it at 9-5. Simon Fraser once again making Hawaii Pacific extend the shot clock right to the max. So a great job here defensively. Bit of dialed in defensive play here. A Stone now to Oladelli. Emmanuel behind the screen puts it up off the back iron. Polici, a pretty mobile kid. You love the way he can move out there in the court. You look at him and go, he's pretty big. He's 6'11". And he's got a lot of guard-like skills here. He turns and faces, pivots out, and they get the ball to Nasulu. Spin move on the baseline. Then Bilet doing a great job guarding him. Matisse with a great job there, number 5, the redshirt freshman from Hansworth Secondary. Scramble for a loose ball on the floor. Sharks have it. Simon Fraser gets bodies down the floor, but they're going to pull up for three, and a fall dunk doesn't go as well. So the miss off the three, and then the attempted dunk by Dusanich doesn't go. So a foul though committed by Simon Fraser, and it's going to be Oladelli with his second foul of the game. Very quickly, Nigel Hilton coming off the bench and will spell number 11, it would seem here, as Dusanich misses the first free throw. Dusanich, Polici, as well, number 4, whose name we haven't called, is Tyrese Terrell, the 6'3" guard from Siddle, Louisiana. So Coach Nakanishi drawing players from all over the United States here on this team. And they have some half-court zone pressure here for Simon Fraser. The Red Leafs able to get past it. Irish Kokia now with the basketball. Kokia to Hilton. Simon Fraser with a 3-point lead. Kokia just turned 18 years old. He's got a body physically able to play in this league already. He goes underneath the Stone, and Zach able to work the tightrope underneath and get the layup off the window. So 11-6 here off the Stone basket. Dusanich tried to swing it, and again, Van Bylent, when you're tracking those deflections, Matisse Van Bylent really getting in there and doing the job early here, wearing number 5 for Simon Fraser. He'll guard Terrell on the inbounds. Skip they go to Palici. Long three is going to go, and that's Terrell. He came in averaging 3 points a game. He got 3 on that last bucket, so Simon Fraser's got to watch him. Hilton kicks back, then Bylent for 3! Matisse Van Bylent knocks down the triple. Van Bylent came in averaging a couple points a game. He's working for those minutes, and he's started every game at 18.2 minutes per game, and this is one of these freshmen to watch here for this Simon Fraser team. Here's Terrell again. Tyrese back to Palici, gets it back. He's going to shoot over the big man. This time off the mark. Hilton will rise for that rebound. Kokia. The veteran Penny set to come in at the next stoppage for the Red Leafs. Stone, Zach will put up the 3. Just too strong off the back rim. But good look at it there. 14-9 Simon Fraser. A lot of life in the Red Leafs here in the early going. They've got a great crowd behind them here at the West Gym in their season opener. Of course, of the non-conference variety. Here's Sanchez. Rolls in and out of the rim. Hilton with a rebound. Kokia to Maculang, and Elliott. Aggressive play by number 20. He's going to draw the foul underneath. Cordell Eng, the 5'9" junior guard from Kamehameha High, getting called for the foul there. So keep it at a 5-point Simon Fraser lead as we near the midway mark of this opening half of play. Simon Fraser Red Leafs, we told you at the West Region crossover what a great job they did to split those games, and they really made the in-game coaching changes that turned that contest around, and great to see that happen. Thank you so much for our sheets here for the minor officials table. We can let you know that Simon Fraser is shooting a robust 6 of 14 from the field. They're 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. That's 6 of 14, representing 43% shooting from the field. So for Red Leafs faithful, you got to love the fact that they're coming out there playing with aggressiveness, confidence, and they're getting results on the offensive end of the floor. They're shooting the ball with confidence here. Simon Fraser led by the 5 points of Elliott Tamakilang, and he's 2 of 3, including the triple. As well for Simon Fraser, 4 points for George Lefebvre. Tough point paints inside. And Zach Stone with a deuce, and Van Bylent with a triple. On the other side, Nasulu, Josh Nasulu, 6:51 of court time, 2 of 4 from the field. 5 points to lead all scorers for Hawaii Pacific. Tyrese Terrell with 3 points as well. Maj Dusenich with 1 point for the Sharks. So we're back to live action. There's a 3-ball from the corner. Kokia, as we mentioned, coming in leading this team, shooting 43% from a distance, unable to connect there. Here's Eng, stumbles, regains his balance, attacks the rim, can't get it going as he's slowed up in the paint. Van Bylent with a rebound quickly. Kokia down, the spin move to Nigel, he's bumped inside, and Hilton taking it right at the heart of the Sharks defense. Will draw the foul and get to the stripe. If you're just joining us, Emmanuel Oladele, introduced in that starting lineup with 2 fouls in the early going, has been forced to kind of cool the Jets here in the early going here. And Simon Fraser, of course, wants one of their top offensive cogs back in the game at 6'7", 205. They will, but in the meantime, some nice step up from the rest of the lineup in the swing areas of the court. Right now it's Penny, Van Bylent, Kokia in a 3-guard look with Hilton and the big man Zach Stone in the middle. Here comes Eng. Tyrell. Back up top, they'll go to Melo Sanchez. That's Chaffee, number 10. Inside, Ethan Taffy with a move. He goes right to the window, lays it up, and in. 15-11 is the score. And we're just past the midway mark now of this opening half. 15-11 Simon Fraser. Oh, and that one is going to go the other way on Simon Fraser. The offensive foul called for the charge underneath. And that's going to go against Kokia. Tough break there for Irish, getting that second foul here so early in the opening half of play. He will take a seat here. David Penny, the veteran, wearing number 3, now back into the game. Then Byland sticking around, playing some great defense, wearing number 5 for Simon Fraser. Underneath Stone. Oh, and Zach doing his best down low, but Melo Sanchez got him in the air, the layup there for a 15-13 score. The big man Van Komen patrolling the front court here for Hawaii Pacific. There he is. You see those big arms underneath the basket. Makes the 6'11 Stone look diminutive underneath the basket. Stone falling as he takes that 3 ball. 9 minutes to the half. Simon Fraser bench wanting a call there, not getting it here. Pulling up with a floater off the back iron is Winbush. And Van Bylen once again on the loose ball. To Mackey-Langen. Bullet underneath. He goes to Stone, and Van Komen underneath the basket is going to foul him. And what that is great recognition from the backcourt. You fire the bullet in there and really put the Hawaii defense at your mercy, and a great job there upon getting that pass by Stone to make that nice aggressive move to the basket. So Matthew Van Komen getting called for his first foul of the game. Stone missing badly on the free throw. You'll want that one back, number 21. Zach Stone from Louis Riel High. Shout out to everybody watching in the national capital of Ottawa as number 21 goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 16-13 the score here. Simon Fraser with 16 fouls. Hawaii Pacific with 4. Let's see how that affects things going down the stretch of this first half. Right now with the basketball, that is Diggy Winbush, number 2, back up top to Taffy. Tough shot on the baseline is going to rattle home. David Penny right in the face of Dominique Diggy Winbush. Winbush still makes that shot fall, and it's now a 1-point game. Bit of an uprising here from the Sharks with 8 minutes left in this opening half of play. Mackey-Langen with the basketball. Trying to break down Taffy off the dribble. Ooh, and he's going to get called for the travel as he comes to a stop and looks to pivot. Mackey-Langen is going to get called for the turnover. Timeout will be called on the floor. Looks like we'll take one as well and be back with a few moments here from the West Gym.
SFU students and children under 8 years old are admitted free to the game. Visit athletics.sfu.ca and purchase work tickets online. Tourism Fraternity, there is something for everyone. Taking the sights, sounds, and feelings of the city. Explore Fraternity at tourismfraternity.com.
And we're back with you here from the West Gym. A shout out to producer Aiden Doherty on the broadcast today. Aiden, great job getting us on the air here. Appreciate your efforts as we get our first basketball game of the season streaming on the World Wide Web. Great job there. I think that was Tate Christensen, those hands defensively. But look at the way that Hawaii Pacific is able to save it. They go right to the rim and unable to finish it there. Number 23 is Nasulu. So Simon Fraser dodges a bullet there and looks to build on a 1-point lead here. David Penny, Van Bylen, to his high school teammate Christensen. Lefebvre trying to set that screen, but the ball pops loose, and another turnover as Winbush now coming down the floor. To Taffy. He'll go to the corner to Terrell rather. Tyrese Terrell unable to get that one to go as nicely as that first shot he put up with guys right in his face and knocks down the three. A big shot early for number 4 from Hawaii Pacific. The Sharks are coached by Jesse Nakanishi. And I believe in his first year as the head coach of the program, have been around it for a long time and made some very successful stops as well before coming back to Hawaii Pacific. Great to have teams from the islands, of course. Hawaii Hilo was here at the CCA Division II Challenge Tournament in the Langley Event Center. So our second Hawaiian team here in the last couple of weeks, and great to see the Hawaiian D2 squads out here. I think we've had Chaminade out before. There's Terrell. Inside the dish by Terrell to Taffy underneath, and Lefebvre doing the job inside. Simon Fraser is protecting the paint. Two guys in particular, Van Bylen and Lefebvre, have done a great job inside. And here's Demakulanga, an elbow jumper, the whistle blows. And Hawaii Pacific player down is Dominique Dickey Winbush, number 2, doubled over just at the top of the perimeter. I didn't see what happened. Simon Fraser making some changes on the floor, and interesting player to watch. Now Sasha Vujicic, number 14, of course, what a senior year he had at Burnaby South Secondary School, leading that team to the BC Quad A Championship. The big man started his college career in Kamloops at Thompson Rivers University, elected to step away from the game, and he was in computing science here at Simon Fraser and simply walked up to head coach Steve Hansen and said, Coach, can I get a tryout on this team? And Coach Hansen laughed when he told, because we've known Sasha for years, and here he is at 6'11", 240, just walking in and saying, hey, I'd like to earn a spot here. We saw what he did last Friday against Cal Poly Humboldt. That big frame is stout, and I guess that's the best way to put it. It's like the mighty oak tree underneath. You get in the way of an elbow or any of that space-eating form down low, and you're not going to really move. And it really is huge for Simon Fraser in terms of protecting those lanes to the basket. You see Sasha, number 14, making sure he's doing his job there. Ooh, but that foul is going to be called against Vujicic as he lowered the boom. 2 free throws coming now to Hawaii Pacific. Simon Fraser coaching staff talking about, the one word I could hear through the headphones was the word switch. And you know that Hawaii Pacific played their way into a matchup underneath that they thought would work, and they've got their man at the free throw line, Cordell Eng, the 5'9" junior. .533 to the half. Nigel Hilton will check in at the next stoppage here. 16-15 now the score. And of course, with that 8th foul, Simon Fraser, or rather Hawaii Pacific in the bonus rest of the way here. Tough turnaround shot by Van Bylen. he's showing you something today. Matisse with a great job there. Nice turnaround jump shot. And that 3 ball is not going to go. They're not going to get a call, as well as Dusenich, or rather Sanchez, and right at the other end of the floor. Simon Fraser getting it done, and but look at the emotion on the face of Van Bylen as Simon Fraser comes off the floor with a 20-15 lead. 4:49 to the half. We'll keep it right here. Simon Fraser finding their groove. Elliot Tamaki-Langan with that last basket for Simon Fraser. So Tamaki-Langan, we talked a lot about him, and what a job he's done. Elliot Tamaki-Langan is a junior, 6'4", 180. And we set off the very top of the show that the two guys really propelling this team, David Penny and Elliot Tamaki-Langan, they each came in, these backcourt partners, averaging 32.4 minutes per game and averaging 11.8 points per game. So those are both team highs, of which Elliot Tamaki-Langan has a share. He's also the leading rebounder on this team at 6.8 rebounds per game, and he's dished the most assists on the season. So number 20 has been the pivot point here for so much of Simon Fraser's first 5 games, and this team trying to carve out their identity. And they want to grind, they want to play tough defense in the half court. And they have done that on occasion here in this opening half, building up a 5-point lead against the Sharks. Here's Zhang, 3-ball. Christensen put a hand up right in his face. The scramble for a loose ball there is going to go to Tamaki-Langan. He'll slow it up. He'll find the backcourt partner, Penny. Here's David into the paint. Clutch underneath. Goes off the window. Can't get it to go as Vujicic tried to get that weak side rebound to go. Oh, and that's a feed for the dunk in the lane. And that was Palici. Tucker Palici elevating and was going to go right through anyone who was in his way. Nigel Hilton got in the way in his attempt to defend and gets called for the foul. So Palici now at the free throw line, trying to cut this to a one possession game. Red Leaf fans, Simon Fraser men's basketball back in action Saturday. And what I believe is a 7 or 7:30 start. You should check the Simon Fraser schedule. No, I believe that is a noon game? It's a noon game, Saturday at noon. Simon Fraser against Vancouver Island University. So the Pac West, local Pac West CCAA squad from Nanaimo, as the miss there by Palici. Those 1 of 2 are here, and that is a model college basketball program in the country, in our nation. They are a standard setter in terms of excellence, and it should be a great game here in the West Gym. And look at that, Tamaki-Langan says, I want to ring the bell right here. 23-16, he knocks down the high arcing triple. What a job by Tamaki-Langan. So that's his 11th triple of the season. I believe he's 11 of 31 now. That 7-point lead is the largest of the game at 23-16. Jump shot is off the mark, deflected by Tamaki-Langan, tipped by Vujicic now as the Red Leafs get right back down the floor. Tamaki-Langan again, this time a little head fake, gets him to the baseline, reverse for the bucket. Elliot Tamaki-Langan can do no wrong, a 9-point lead. Simon Fraser, 3 minutes to the half. He's got everything working for him right now. Tamaki-Langan near getting a tip for the steal there, couldn't do it, but crashing to the ground is Winbush, and the foul's going to get called against. No, there is no 24 on Simon Fraser, so I'm not sure who the foul is on. The foul instead being called against Vujicic, so that's his second of the game. Winbush good at the free throw line. Hawaii Pacific keeps coming at you here as Vujicic takes a seat. Zach Stone, number 21, back into the game. It's Stone, Christensen, number 22, Demakulangan 20, Penny 3, and Hilton 23 on the floor right now. As the Sharks get it done from the free throw line, 25-18. 2:46 to the break here as Tate Christensen to Penny. The lead guard gets it across half court. Demakulangan fading back for that long shot, can't get it to go. Stone pounces on a loose ball. Zach puts it on the floor, gets his defender in the air and goes off the window. And head coach Nakanishi of the Sharks furious that there was no call there, but I don't know how much contact there actually was there. Stone seemed to be walking through the raindrops as he got right underneath the basket and found a way to score effectively underneath. A big hoop there, 27-18. Simon Fraser's defensive play has been stellar. They have contested everything. And as soon as I say that, a loose ball as Nasulu able to score, but there goes Hilton. He'll get it right back. So keeping this team to 20 points with 1:38 left in the half, though, is a sign of what the Red Leafs have tried to make their signature here in this contest. Just really effective out of the zone. Big three, though, put up by Winbush. Brings it back to 6. Simon Fraser certainly want to keep in the intensity from their perspective here as we go through the final minute of this opening half. Here's Penny, the floor general. Swings it out. Stone gets a good look at it. Too strong off the back iron. Ooh, I think they called Hilton for a foul. And that's going to be his second of the game. Simon Fraser has fouled liberally in this first half. And they are allowing the Sharks. The Sharks are in the bonus with about 9 minutes left in the half, I think. And they're hanging in from the free throw line here. That's Sanchez, Melo Sanchez, as he makes 2 of 2. Terrell back into the game, number 4. Sanchez will take a seat here with 52.2 seconds remaining. Jovan Ray wearing 0 into the game now, and that half-court pressure that Hawaii Pacific put on, as non-aggressive as it was, really resulted in the turnover there. So a nice change of pace switch there as they bring in about a half-court press that gets a turnover for them. It's going to give them a chance with a made 3 here to pull within 1 in the final minute. Simon Fraser leading by as many as 9 here in this first half, and very recently as well. Here's a jumper from the corner. It's not going to go into the hands of Stone. Simon Fraser, there's 0.3 of a difference in the clocks here, so Simon Fraser needs to just figure they're playing for final shot. They will take their time here. Van Bylen wearing number 5. Stone comes up to set the screen for Penny. They want a good shot. Here's Jovan. He slips in the paint. Jovan Rye into the paint. So Simon Fraser right now wants to take a 30-second timeout. The foul on Ducenic. I automatically saw the 0 go up for player foul, and Thought Jovan Rai was the guy who fell. I don't know that he fouled anybody, but it is indeed on Hawaii Pacific. Simon Fraser will have 4.4 seconds. So let's see what the quick hitter is going to be here as Stone will inbound underneath the basket. Zach back up top to Van Bylen. Down to 2 seconds. Matisse puts up the shot. He sinks it at the buzzer. Number 5, ice in his veins, Van Bylen. The freshman had an outstanding first half for Simon Fraser. I believe Van Bylen had maybe 8 points in that half, but he played great defense in the half court, and he did not shy away. They got the ball with about 4 seconds left in the half, and Matisse leaned into his defender and made it work. 31-25, a 6-point lead. Red Leafs with the advantage at home in their home opener. We'll be back with more in about 12 minutes time here from the West Gym. Howard Samura back with you in moments. And welcome everybody back to the West Gym here at Simon Fraser University in beautiful Burnaby, British Columbia. We sit at the top of Burnaby Mountain at halftime, the Simon Fraser Red Leafs in their West Gym home court opener. Non-conference tilt tonight with a 31-25 lead over Hawaii Pacific. The Sharks trailing by 6. An exciting first half of play. I'm Howard Samura. Thanks for joining us. For wherever you may be watching, a Simon Fraser alums, shout out to all of you who have tuned in tonight to watch the home team in their efforts to try and get a W here. A shout out to our producer Aiden Doherty as well. We scrambled to get the broadcast on the air tonight, and we hope you're enjoying it. We do realize there is no score bot on the screen during the game. We'll emphasize the score as many times as we can. We will continually give you the score. So if you're watching with the volume turned down and you're wondering what's going on, we are indeed aware of the issue. Thank you very much. We've known from the opening tip, and I hope I gave you the score enough in the first half. If I didn't, we'll do it as much as we possibly can here in the second half so you know exactly what's happening. The Simon Fraser Red Leafs and the Hawaii Pacific Sharks. The leading scorer for Simon Fraser in that opening half, Elliot Demakilangan, and he did it all. 5 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. A game-high 12 points in a low-scoring game, 4 rebounds, a steal, and a +7. That's a game-high +7, we should say. So a great job by Demakilangan, the shooting guard on this Simon Fraser squad. As well, 7 points for the redshirt freshman, Matisse Van Bylent out of Hansworth Secondary in North Vancouver. Just under 11 minutes of play for the starter, Van Bylent. 3 of 3 from the field, including a triple. 3 rebounds, and just a lot of emotion he brings to the court. What a great half he had, especially on the defensive end of the court. He is a tone setter as a redshirt freshman in many ways for the defensive effort here today by Simon Fraser. I thought George Lefebvre played well as well in the half court defensively. Nigel Hilton as well. So some nice work there by Simon Fraser, leading the way. 2 7-point scorers, Nisulu, number 23, as well as Winbush, Dominique Winbush, number 2. Each was 7 points for the Sharks. 4 points for Melo Sanchez, 3 for Tyrese Terrell. Simon Fraser had the advantage in points in the paint, 16-8. I know that was a real emphasis to protect the paint, not allow open jaunts through the lane by the opposition. Simon Fraser only allowed 8 points in the paint over the entirety of that first half. So a big job there. Simon Fraser defensively. They limited Hawaii Pacific to 8 of 26 from the field, 30.8%. A solid job there while shooting a very, very healthy 48.1 themselves, 13 of 27. Both teams are shooting at 30% from the field. Each team is 3 of 10 as we get set to open the second half, and that's going to be Hawaii Pacific inbounding in the backcourt. And Winbush with the basketball, and that defensive cry coming from the syncopated voices off the Simon Fraser bench. So I think we've got a good handle on what their talk was about at halftime, what they want their signature in this game to be. But a post-up effort there in a one-on-one matchup, and that's Dusenich able to muscle his way in the paint one-on-one and get the basket. So right off the hop, 31-27. Simon Fraser with their first touch of the ball on offense. Demakilangan will corral a loose ball. Lefebvre setting a good high screen. And that pass into the Simon Fraser bench. Demakilangan, I believe, was looking for Hilton. And they will bear down now once more on defense. The big man, Matthew Van Komen, at 7'4", is out there right now. He's averaging just under 10 points a game, and he is an imposing presence. Calls for the ball underneath, and he gets it in his wheelhouse. Van Komen, just as we bring up his name, able to score the basketball. And Van Komen did not score in that first half, but the second we mention his name, the big man gets that touchdown low for the bucket. 31-29, 2-point lead, Simon Fraser with the basketball. Hilton, that 3-ball in and out. Look at Demakilangan in a tip drill underneath, trying to get an offensive rebound there, couldn't do it. Sanchez over to Winbush. Diggy guarded by Penny. Diggy Winbush. Back it goes to Dusenich. Dusenich loves to back his way into the basket. He's doing it again. This time Hilton will come in for that with the help, and they did that in response to the last effort on the other side of the court, in the baseline underneath the basket, where Dusenich got that one-on-one post-up bucket. Here comes Simon Fraser. The lead was 6 at the half. It's down to 2. Oladele, who had to sit with foul issues, now into the game. Hilton underneath, spin move, jump hook. Can't get the roll underneath Van Koven with a rebound. Good look there for Nigel underneath the basket. We're right by the Simon Fraser bench. You perhaps hear the voice of head coach Steve Hansen. Stay locked in is what Coach Hansen is telling his guys right now. And there they go defensively. They force the errant pass. And the turnover. Simon Fraser did a great job in that first half. They only gave up 3 Hawaii Pacific points off of turnovers, and that is outstanding. Keeping it a low-scoring game here. That defensive mindset they feel will carry them through if they can just maintain it with consistency through the final 17 and a half minutes of this contest. The goal, of course, of victory number 1. Great job there, and George Lefebvre with the big dunk. Great play in the half court. And George Lefebvre makes no mistake. A nice sharp cut to the basket. He's rewarded with a wide open dunk opportunity and a 4-point lead at 33-29. Again, we are aware that scoreboard is not on the screen. We will give you all the information we can here. 33-29 the lead for Simon Fraser in white. But once again, here comes Dusenich. Down low, 6'7" senior out of Slovenia. And the Dream City Christian High School. That's a mouthful, but he comes here with some presence, especially in the low block. Here's David Penny. Lefebvre, Dusenich guarding him. George, oh, a beautiful basket. Lefebvre with a little shot off the hip, the hook shot goes, and George Lefebvre a dunk now, a beautiful, unblockable hook shot on the baseline. Number 34 getting it done. Dusenich now again. Nisulu kicks it out of a double team, and there it goes to Sanchez for the 3. Melo Sanchez. He came into the game as a leading scorer on this Sharks team at 15.3 points per game. He was shooting a team-leading 32%, 8 of 25 from the three-point line. And you saw the smooth stroke there from Melo Sanchez, aptly. And there's an answer. And the only answer Simon Fraser could have wanted, a 3-ball to get all that back. Emmanuel Oladele dropping the deep dagger there, 38-34. Simon Fraser playing efficient basketball. 3-ball dart, not going to go there for Nisulu. And Penny does a good job to wrestle away the loose ball. Here's to Maculangan. Back up top to Penny. It's Hilton. Nigel guarded by Van Koven, puts up the 3 against the big man and knocks it down. He had 7'4" in his face, and he knocked down the triple. Nigel Hilton with a huge basket there makes it a 7-point lead at 41-34. Underneath they go, and it's going to go off of Demaculangan. It'll stay with Hawaii Pacific. A timeout on the floor. We'll take a short timeout. Be back with more from the West Gym in just a moment. We're back with you here from the West Gym. Thanks for joining us for Simon Fraser men's basketball, 41-34. Howard Smurr here, joined by the rest of the Simon Fraser athletic crew, including Sports Information Director Wilson Wong and producer Aiden Doherty. Thanks for joining us all on a nice, clear, cool evening atop the Burnaby Mountain campus of Simon Fraser University. Red Leafs on defense, shot clock down to 8 coming out of that timeout. Palici newly checked into the game now. They go to Sanchez. Mello into the paint, and he doesn't get the roll at the shot clock buzzer. Ooh, and Simon Fraser. The foul underneath is going to be called against Hilton. That's a big foul. That's Hilton's third of the game. So a big one there is going to send Palici to the free throw line, but Hilton will sit with his third foul mere seconds after that big three-pointer. So a tough break there for Nigel. And there's no question about what Steve Hansen, the head coach, just said, and we picked up on our courtside mic here. You may have heard that. We're small right now, and indeed they are. You gotta wonder if they're gonna put Van Komen in and try and take advantage of that, but Palici is checked in at 6'11". Here's Irish Kokia. Little floater from number 2. He had a good look at it, couldn't get that one to go. That's a rhythm shot, and guards will tell you if they don't hit it, they'd love that to do all over again. That's a perfect opportunity to take that kind of a shot. Kokio is going to hit the next one. You can be guaranteed about that. He's thinking about it right now. And right now he's in the post guarding Palici at 6'11". Palici doesn't take him to the rack. Instead, they kick it back out. The 2-ball off the front iron. Ooh, Lefebvre with a nice job. Fingertips help Penny there. Ooh, and getting really aggressive there. So this small lineup from Simon Fraser is going to be interesting to watch. It's Oladele along with Van Bylent, Penny. And the big on the floor here is the 6'8" Lefebvre. Here's Oladele. Emmanuel into the paint. Dynamic move up the window, and he draws the contact underneath. Did you get the name of that train? That's number 11, Emmanuel Oladele, and the foul getting called against Hawaii Pacific's number 23, Josh Nasulu. So he'll take a seat on the bench with it's only his first of the game, but he will head to the bench. Oladele with a great job there. Simon Fraser will add a point from the free throw line. The end one is good, 44-36. 8 points is one off the game-high lead for Simon Fraser here. So they battled back from that early run to start the second half by Hawaii Pacific. Here's Melo Sanchez. Oh, and a hard screen set there by Palici. Kokia just crashed to the ground, but he gets right back up. Quick scribble in my notebook with my head down, and boom. But we will continue on nonetheless with 15 on the shot clock. Underneath they go, and a great job there. That is Desenich able to use that ample frame underneath to gain some traction underneath for the bucket. So 44-38. Hawaii Pacific just never stops. And Simon Fraser, in terms of having to play that full 40 minutes if they hope to get a win here, that is prerequisite number 1 against this Hawaii Pacific team, which has come to play tonight. Here's Lefebvre for 3. George had a good look at it from the perimeter. The big man just off the mark. So down to 12 minutes and counting in this contest. Zach Stone and We'll check in for Simon Fraser, the next stoppage as well, on Cordell Eng, the guard for Hawaii Pacific. Switching hands underneath the basket there, couldn't get that to go, was Winbush. Oh, Kokia in one motion was going to take that ball and get into a shooting motion to try and hit a three, and it slipped out of his hands, and Winbush quickly down the floor now. Jasenic to Polici in the post. Lefebvre doing his best underneath. Polici misses on the first but follows on the second, and that's just a big man down underneath at 6'11", muscling his way to the basket. You look at Jasenic and you look at Polici, and you know what Coach Nakanishi has in terms of solid wide bodies underneath that can score in a number of different ways. Here's Penny. 10 on the shot clock, 11 left in the game. David the skip to Lefebvre. George turns on the baseline, working on Polici, the reverse! And George Lefebvre playing his best game of the season, bar none. He is playing well in the half court, understanding when to be aggressive, and a great move there by number 34 to score the basketball, 46-40. Here's Winbush, the skip in the paint. Oladele playing it physical, but is he going to get called for his... Oh, Oladele, that's tough. Emmanuel wanting to play it tough underneath, and he's going to get called for the foul, and that's going to be his third of the game. So a tough break there for Oladele, who sat an extended stretch in the first half after picking up his second foul. But somebody has to answer what is happening with this Hawaii Pacific team in terms of their attempt to turn the tables on Simon Fraser, and that is getting those matchups down low and banking on Simon Fraser having to send help. Simon Fraser wanting to get that done with one-on-ones, and it's been tough. Oladele fouling there, as we said, his third of the game. 10:29 left. If you're just joining us and you're from outside of the province of British Columbia, outside of Canada perhaps, we can let you know Simon Fraser, the only non-U.S. school in the entire NCAA from Division 1s, 2, and 3. So thanks for tuning in. And of course, we're not the most northerly NCAA outpost. That honor going to Alaska Fairbanks and Alaska Anchorage, members of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, of which Simon Fraser has been a member for over a decade now. Simon Fraser's athletic mission beginning in 1965, joining eventually the NAIA, the U.S. smaller school circuit, playing that for just a ton of years before playing within the All-Canadian U Sports League for a short time, but getting right back to their mission statement of playing American competition. And so we delight in welcoming you to the broadcast here in the second half. 10:16 to go, 46-40. Simon Fraser with the lead. Simon Fraser. They get a three-ball look from Tate Christensen, and Tate's going to knock it down. Big triple there from Tate. So a 9-point lead, equally the largest of the game for Simon Fraser as we approach stretch drive time. Ooh, underneath. Penny got caught in an awkward position as Hawaii Pacific in the half court got the ball to Ethan Tafe. Tafe fouled as he was underneath the basket, and he will go to the free throw line. Penny's second of the game. David Penny, the consummate backcourt general for this team. There can be a night where a rookie like an Irish Kokia will come in, or his backcourt partner Elliot Tamakilangan will be in a rhythm. David Penny just plays such a huge role in keeping everybody in flow. And he is the senior on this team. Such a valued member of this Red Leafs basketball team, wearing number 3. He's got the basketball right now. He'll work off the stone screen. Zach the handoff now Then Byland. Shot clock down to 6. Penny counting in his head, knows what he's got. He spins in the paint, and Tyrell came from behind as Penny pivoted. He knocked the ball away. Tyrese with a great move there. Van Komen, the big man, gets up gingerly. Now I'll challenge all the old-timers out there who might have been watching the NBA in the 1980s to go back to the Detroit Pistons. Yeah, it would have been the Detroit Pistons, I believe. He might have also played for the Denver Nuggets, but a guy named Chuck Nevitt, N-E-V-I-T-T. Go to your screens, Google Chuck Nevitt. They called him the human victory cigar. He was 7'4", I believe, and he had the same mustache as Van Komen does. When I saw Van Komen when I walked in the gym, I thought about Chuck Nevitt. It's amazing. I think it's an amazing similarity. Right down the floor, those Sharks go, and Melo Sanchez. Basket is good. Count that baby for the Sharks, but Sanchez, for the Sharks' perspective, so a big bucket there, but just I think overall Happy's able to get up and just try and walk it off. He took a hard fall on the pine there underneath the basket. So Sanchez will step up to the free throw line. Nigel Hilton, number 23, checks into the game. And he gets an advance warning from his coaches on the bench because I believe he has 3 as well, does he not? Let me just check. Am I wrong with that? Yeah, he's only got 2. It's Oladele with the 3, so they don't want him to pick up his 3rd. We know that. So just some friendly advice as he steps on the floor. He's been a huge part of this game. Here's Christensen, he of the big 3-pointer most recently. Shot clock down to 6 for Damaki Langan on the baseline, battling stone elbow jumper. Zach off the mark there. So a 4-point lead that the Sharks could turn into a 1-possession game with a made basket. And there is Sanchez. He puts up a triple and knocks down the big shot there, or rather a tough shot rather. Fully contested, man in his face, makes it a 2-point game at 49-47. Excuse me there, that was a clear 2-point shot. Here's Damaki Langan. Down to 8 minutes left in this game. 49-47, Simon Fraser in white with the lead. We know the scoreboard's not there, our apologies. Here's Tate Christensen, he puts up another 3. Oh, and he's off the side of the goal. Or the side of the rim. Looks like Big George Lefebvre set to check in at the next stoppage for Simon Fraser. They would love to get Van Komen a touch, but they're going to instead let Sanchez shoot the heck out of the basketball. Because Melo Sanchez is getting into a groove. We told you he's the leading scorer on this team at 15.3. He's just tied it at 49-49. Ooh, batted away there by Sanchez. Melo Sanchez is single-handedly put his team into the lead here. So Melo off a steal and a lay-in following his elbow jumper at 7:28. So within a span of 17 seconds, those 2 big buckets make it 51-49 for Hawaii Pacific. And that's the first lead of the game, if I'm not mistaken, with 7:05 remaining for the Sharks. The Never Say Die Sharks with their first lead of the game, 7:05 remaining. Melo Sanchez is putting the team on his back right now. He's getting into a shooting groove. Thank you for our stats from the minor officials table. We can let you know that Melo Sanchez right now is shooting 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. He's hit all 3 of his free throws. He's got 16 points. He's got 9 rebounds, as well as a pair of steals. And what a job he's done down the stretch here for this Hawaii Pacific team. It's given Simon Fraser something to think about. The Red Leafs built their lead to as many as 9. Oh, as many as 11. At 70, so is the lead, the scoring run, is that at, am I correct? Is that scoring run at 11 points right now? I think that made it an 11-0 run. But clearly head coach Steve Hansen needing to take that timeout to stop the bleeding. And we'll see how that affects Simon Fraser, because it's go time for the home team if they want win number 2 on the season. Demakilangan cutting through the paint, unable to get the jumper to go. Immediate timeout, we'll keep it right here. So Melo Sanchez, as we told you from the box score, what a job he's done. For the longest time, they didn't have a double-digit scorer, but Melo Sanchez has changed all of that. And right now, leading the team with 16 points, 3 players with 7. Dusanich, Nisulu, and Winbush, all with 7 points. 5 points for Tucker Polici. And as we mentioned as well, 9 rebounds for Sanchez. For Simon Fraser, 2 double-figure scores. Demakilangan with 12 points and 5 of 7 shooting. And Lefebvre with 10 points. They lead Simon Fraser 7 more from Van Bylent and 6 apiece from Oladele and Hilton. So that's the story here from the West Gym. Simon Fraser, their largest lead at 9 points. And right now trailing by 2 with 6:54 remaining. As we look at the foul situation for both teams, Winbush, no, that's not correct. Simon Fraser has Oladele and Hilton with 3 fouls each. And they're the only ones in even remote jeopardy. Everybody else well below it. Same with Hawaii Pacific. Hawaii Pacific has taken so few fouls in this game. They played disciplined basketball, and they've stayed the course. They've been patient. They've worked together, and they've continued to believe when they chop this lead with a big run here. Simon Fraser hasn't scored in a very long time, and they're hoping to break through that right now as they inbound the ball with the veteran Penny. Out he goes to Demakilangan. Penny with a basketball. Oh, Lefebvre got away with one there, right in front of the official, perhaps, but a break for Simon Fraser. There's Hilton for 3. Nigel from the corner with a huge shot. That is going to make it 52-51 for SFU. They reclaim the lead on the Hilton 3. My view was obscured, so I can't really say that was a foul. It looked like George led with the forearm there in the paint. But nonetheless, these things all even out, and it may not have even been one. I couldn't really tell from my location, but the end result, the pass to Hilton, he knocks down the triple there, 52-51. So a big clutch play by Simon Fraser. And they come out of the timeout having absorbed that the biggest punch to the chops Hawaii Pacific has given them tonight to take the lead, and they knock down the triple there. So 52-51 for the team in white, Simon Fraser, 6:39 remaining. 4 team fouls for Simon Fraser, 2 team fouls for Hawaii Pacific. Both teams playing disciplined basketball here in the second half. And it's anybody's game here. Winbush back on top to Taffy. Melo Sanchez, the man of the moment right now. Sanchez puts it up another 3, and he knocks it down. That is a dagger 3. That makes it 54-52 Hawaii Pacific. 19 points for Sanchez. He goes inside, does Lefebvre, and the big man, Van Komen, there to stuff it. Here's Sanchez again. Double team, kick back outside to Winbush. And Winbush gets right to the rim. That's the kind of basket that Simon Fraser was being sunk by on so many occasions over this opening stretch of games, and they had done such a great job of not giving up those easy drives to the basket. And look at the defense, right? Look at Therese Terrell as he walks by our broadcast location. It's come on, let's go. He has a great defensive play there to knock the ball away. So right now is a clear pressure point for Simon Fraser in this basketball game. They have to decide as a group of 5 on the floor what they're going to do to turn the tide, and it starts on the defensive end here. They need to get a quality stop. They're trailing by 4. It's their biggest deficit of the game with 5:14 left. 56-52, Hawaii Pacific. And they get it done. Simon Fraser gets a steal. Oladele. Hilton gets Oladele down the floor, and Emmanuel in many instances will dunk, and got pretty far under the basket. It gets a bit more testy trying to score when you're trying to make a comeback here in the late going, but a great job there by number 11 to lay it up and in. 56-54 for the Sharks with the basketball, wearing the road dark jerseys. Almost ripped away there by Oladele, but the travel's called. Emmanuel, great job there on the double team as he comes in, plays aggressive defense, and forces the travel underneath. Simon Fraser looking to tie or take the lead here with a made basket. It's Penny. He'll work off the Lefebvre screen. David into the paint to kick out. Hilton again for 3. Nigel off the back iron. What a great rebound that was by Lefebvre. He saw that ball. He ripped it away. And he's got a Simonese shot clock here. Turn around to Hilton with 4:06 remaining. It's tied 56-56. Hilton's post-up lay-in comes off of the Lefebvre rebound. And we talk a lot about wanting the basketball, rebound being all about will and wanting that basketball. And George Lefebvre went out of his range. He went out of his circle, out of his area to grab that rebound. That's the best rebound Simon Fraser has made in this game, and it comes at a huge juncture here with 4:03 remaining. He got Hilton underneath the basket, and Nigel Hilton a great job to lay it up and in. Tying the score at 56-56 and setting the stage for a great stretch drive finish to this basketball game. And what a huge crowd we have here today at the West Gym. As we mentioned off the top, the lower bowl completely full, all the side seating full, as well as the majority, or I would say half of the upper deck full here today at the West Gym. So a great crowd on hand to watch this basketball game. And great to see a spirited effort. Simon Fraser giving themselves a chance to grab a W here at home. We'll give you some numbers here as they come reeling out of the printer courtside. Thank you so much. And we can tell you the Simon Fraser Red Leafs now with 3 double-digit scorers. Elliot Demaculangan remains the leading scorer with 12 points. Nigel Hilton now second with 11 points, 10 points for George Lefebvre. 19 points for Melo Sanchez to lead the way there. He's on the verge of a double-double, 1 rebound shy is the fine guard who's logged a game-high 33 minutes and 32 seconds. So he's played all but 2.5 minutes of this game thus far. And coming out of the timeout now, Coach Nakanishi and his Sharks wanting to make a statement here in the game tied at 56. And that's a big triple. Melo Sanchez from right in front of his own bench. Melo with the 3 to make it 59 to 56 HPU. 59-56, Simon Fraser trailing and with the basketball. Demaculangan feeding the post. Hilton kicks it out. Lefebvre wants 3. Oh, George with a huge 3! George Lefebvre knocks down the triple. And George says, I'll tie this game up at 59 with 1 shot. He does it here with 3:10 now left in the game. So an N1 opportunity, though, coming up now as both these teams so determined to We're getting a change of score every time down the floor, and it's going to be Winbush. Diggy Winbush. Chance to restore the three-point lead here from the stripe. Right now on the floor, it's Dusenich, Winbush, Terrell, Melo Sanchez, as Winbush now preparing to make it a three-point play, and he does. So he's going to make it 62-59. Does Simon Fraser have an answer? Getting down to 3 minutes left in this game. Here's Penny. David gets it back outside to Oladele. Emmanuel, he wants a three. He hits it! Gutsy three from Oladele. Game's been tied at 59 and now 62. They keep going back and forth with three-point plays. Dusenich to hand off to Tyrell, back to Winbush. Winbush knifing through the defense, and I believe Hilton is going to get called for the foul from behind. See how the officials call this, the whistle blew. Indeed, he will get called. It's his fourth foul of the game. With 2:16 remaining, they have called Van Bylen to the minor officials. Oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. It is his fifth. Thank you to our minor officials table for that. Hilton has fouled out of the game. And it's one of those ones where Winbush is so elusive. The much smaller, mobile player Winbush simply decided to just make a sharp left, and he cut right in front of Nigel Hilton, and Hilton really just collateral damage that foul. It's a tough break there for Nigel Hilton, who's played a great game for Simon Fraser. Oh, Winbush is going to miss the first, and he's hearing it from the crowd here. 2:16 remaining in a tie game. Diggy is going to make it, and he's got his team out in front by 1 point with 2:16 remaining. Strap yourselves in, here we go. Penny, the handoff to Demaculangan. Lefebvre, his team down by 1 point. Lefebvre puts it off the window. George Lefebvre is dialing up the points underneath. A blind lay-in under the glass by Lefebvre, and Simon Fraser has carved out a 1 point lead here. George is doing everything here tonight. Simon Fraser with some cursory three-quarter court pressure there to slow things down. Taffy underneath, pivots out. He's going to get called for the travel. Simon Fraser's defense comes up big. They hassle and they hound the Sharks underneath in the red paint here at the West Gym. Van Bylen comes out. Tate Christensen now into the game. So one redshirt freshman for another. Simon Fraser has about as veteran a group as they can have out there, with the exception of the redshirt freshman Christensen, who's been big in this game, as has Van Bylen. Here's Demaculangan, 1 point lead for the guys in white. Step back move, no, instead he gets it back now from Lefebvre. Winbush puts up the three. Oh, just off the mark there. Lefebvre with a huge tap. Lefebvre with the tap for the three, and it's just missed. Oh, with 1 minute remaining now in the game, Simon Fraser has a 1 point lead. They're on defense here. And here comes Hawaii Pacific. Melo Sanchez into the paint with 53 seconds left. Melo with the lay-in. 1 point lead for Hawaii Pacific. It's Penny. There's about a 12-second difference on the clock. Is that what 27? No, 22-second difference on the clock. So a lot of time there for Christensen. Has the three blocked. Tate's three is blocked. Timeout called on the floor. So Simon Fraser has 5 seconds left on the shot clock as they call a timeout here. They're trailing by 1. And Steve Hansen there, his team huddled over him as they draw up a play here that they want to execute for the win. 27.6 seconds remaining. Simon Fraser's lead as much as 9 tonight. Hawaii Pacific battle back and have led on a few occasions themselves, including right now. .53 seconds remaining, and Melo Sanchez, who's led the second half uprising here for Hawaii Pacific, found a way to drive through the paint for the layup. A low-scoring contest here. Both teams have played some great defense, and Hawaii Pacic's counting on that. Simon Fraser, they want to execute here. 5 on the shot clock. Goes up to Oladele, down to 3. Oladele's going to put it up. He puts up the shot. It's going to fall short. Shot clock violation there, and it will go to Hawaii Pacific with 21.5 seconds left. Back with you here again as we count down the last precious few seconds here. There are 21.5 seconds left in this game. It's going to be Hawaii Pacific ball. The Sharks in their road uniforms leading here is by 65-64 is inbounded to Melo Sanchez and very quickly fouled by Damaki Langan. Seventh team foul is going to put the Sharks in the bonus and send Sanchez to the free throw line with 19.8 seconds left. And he makes the first of the 1-and-1, so that will make it now 66-64. Simon Fraser taking a short time out here to just reinforce what they want to do. Sanchez makes this and makes it a 3. It certainly changes the complexion of what has to happen. 19.8 seconds remaining. Simon Fraser obviously needing a huge play here late. And you look at what their MO has been coming into this game, was just to get tighter as a team, to get things happening at the defensive end and not give up easy points, to make everything tough on the opponent, to contest throughout. And I thought they've done that to a large degree. It's just there has been a rally here late, obviously, by Hawaii Pacific, and Melo Sanchez leading that charge. And boy, this is a sophomore from Veritas Prep in San Diego, California, a 6'4" sophomore guard who's just taken over the game down the stretch for Hawaii Pacific. What a job he's done. And Melo is Melo. I mean, you look at him on the floor, and he's a composed guy who's just a shot maker wearing number 1. Melo Sanchez, what a game he's played. Simon Fraser has got an incredible second half for number 34, George Lefebvre. He's been outstanding for his team, but right now, so Sanchez made the front end of the one-on-one. He's got the opportunity here to make this a three-point game. These fans trying to disrupt his flow, but Sanchez isn't hearing anything about it. He's going to step up and make it a three-point game. Here comes Simon Fraser, shot clock off. The veteran leader, Penny, with the basketball, needing a three-pointer to tie this game. Nisulu getting called for the foul there. Only the third team foul. Simon Fraser, I believe, taking their final timeout of the game. 10.3 seconds left here in regulation. Needing a triple to tie this game. Simon Fraser tonight, at last report, and I think this would still be true, is 5 of 13, or rather 7 of 19 from beyond the arc. So they put up a lot of three-point shots today. They've been pretty darn successful. Emmanuel Oladele, 1 of 1 from beyond the arc. Or rather, I'm looking at the wrong column there. Oladele, 1 of 1 from 3. Hilton, who's fouled out of the game, 2 of 7. Tamakia Langan, 2 of 3. Van Bylen, 1 of 1. And Tate Christensen, 1 of 2. So Elliot Tamakia Langan looks like a prime candidate here. They've got three-point shooters in Oladele, Kokia, Penny, Tamakia Langan, and Lefebvre. So all 5 guys on the floor here as we get set to go with 10.3 to go. Can hit that shot. Here's Kokia, the pure freshman. And that quick foul is really just shortening SFU's shot clock here, which is the game clock at this point. 7 seconds left in this game. Need determined ball movement here to get someone to their spot, because still 2 more fouls to give here. Penny knocked away with 5.4. This is you want oxygen here. Oh my goodness, this is excruciating. Here's Tamakia Langan. He'll inbound with 5.4. Lefebvre, Kokia's going to take the 3, and it's off the mark. Irish can't make it go at the buzzer, and that is heartbreak city for Simon Fraser men's basketball. They drop a 67-64 decision to Hawaii Pacific. The Sharks are indeed road warriors here after coming off those losses in Alaska. They come through, and Coach Nakanishi and company will have a fun ride back to the islands. Congratulations to the Sharks from Hawaii Pacific. 67-64, they win this game, and they do it through the efforts of the sophomore guard, Melo Sanchez, number 1. He's the last guy, or the second last guy in line here as they come past our broadcast location. What a game Sanchez had. What a game many members of the Simon Fraser team had. It's a bit of a heartbreaker here, Simon Fraser, but they are coming together as a team. They are discovering who they are and what they need to do to win games in this conference, and that will start soon enough for them. Our final score, Hawaii Pacific 67, Simon Fraser 64 for Howard Samura, for myself rather, and our producer. Excuse me, yeah, no, that's right. For producer Aidan Doherty and everybody here on the table, thanks for joining us today. We'll be back with more Simon Fraser Red Leafs basketball down the road.